Hello, 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 gamers! We're back with more Final Fantasy as we're winding down the format. Things are getting closer and closer to Edge of Eternities, but we are going to continue on and apparently open a couple of good red cards. We see Zell, which is a decent card. We also have Giat and Thunder Magic, which is great, but Josh was a huge bomb, flips over, continues to gain life, and even if not, you just get the opportunity to discard 2 cards and draw that many cards. Josh was incredible. We're going to pick it here. Fat Chocobo played really well for us yesterday. Combat Tutorial. I don't hate a Noctis off of a nice splash, probably in like a blue-black deck or a white-blue deck. In general, though, like, it's not particularly good. You're just playing this as a 4-mana 3/3 that 4-mana 4/3 lifelink that sometimes gets a card back, but overall, we're going to take the Joshua. The lifelink on the backside is pretty darn good. Lunar Whale and Ultimecia are the best cards in the pack. We could go down the road of just like playing Soup and going into 5-color. Alternatively, we could go with like a side quest or a Chocomog. I also have been not too unhappy with Relentless X ATM. It would be discarded earlier and you can get it back later. That's fine. Light of Judgment is also good, but I don't think it's super good. Tonberry also an aggressive choice. This really kind of sucks, I think, for our first pick. I'm going to take the Lunar Whale because the Lunar Whale and Ultimecia are easily the best 2 cards. But the Lunar Whale is splashable. I can splash that in this deck. Or we could end up in like red-blue or something like that, splashing white. But looking at this, we're going to be more like a white deck, and we'll see if we can splash. I don't think I need the Baron right away. I want this White Mage's Staff as just something to get to the board on turn 2, and obviously it moves around quite well. A Magitech Infantry, I think, is great. We want to take, if we're going down that road, we want to take them early. We want to take them often. We want to be there as much as possible. And notably, outside of the Joshua, we are on 3 artifacts. So that is something that Blue-White plays into, is artifacts and artifact synergies. So if we're going to be splashing the red for the Joshua, then we can be looking at other artifacts as our answer. I've been pretty happy with Masamune. Some people don't like this one, but first strike must be blocked, you know, on a big enough creature. That can get pretty brutal for our opponent. Outside of that, You're Not Alone plays really well with a bunch of White Mage Staff, Magitech Infantries, those kinds of things. Coral Sword also really good in the white-red sort of equipment deck. So I think I'm going to start with the Coral Sword. That is also something that's splashable. Sid is very good here, so we might pick that one up as a sign that blue-white is open specifically. We did not take the other You Are Not Alone, but Scorpion Sentinel I think is something I want. It is an artifact. It does it does play well. Kikern Merchant, it's better for blue-green or blue-red. Decks that are going to go longer. We're trying to end the game relatively quickly, so I think we're going to take this Aerith Rescue mission as a way to potentially end the game very early. We could take this Royal City, help splash for the Joshua. We could also just take the Magitech armor, and I think the armor is good enough in a deck that wants both heroes as well as artifacts and artifact creatures. You know, this may be a Titus deck if we happen to see Titus, the blue-white uncommon legend, that whenever an artifact enters play, he gets +1/+1 counter. That would be something we would seriously consider. Rook Turret, also not something I love overall, but in the deck, when you have the deck for it, I think it is a very playable card and plays well. So Sid is going to pump our artifact creatures and our heroes, of which I think most of our creatures are. This is a hero. Oops. These 2 are artifacts. Not a hero or an artifact. That's fine. Also Sid himself, but this is an artifact. This is an artifact. This is an artifact and a hero. And this is 3 heroes. So Sid looking very good and pretty much the card that we are going to build around. I'm going to take the Snowveliers here. That might get cut if we don't particularly like what's going on. We're going to continue to take Rook Turret and You're Not Alone, just cards in general that play well. Ultima, a Pixie, and a Combat Tutorial. So Ultima is the better card, but I don't know if it's that good in this deck. We're looking at flooding the board. We're looking at playing a bunch of stuff. And Ultima not only killing all creatures, but then also killing all artifacts, I think is too much for us. So then the question is whether you want the Pixie or the Combat Tutorial, and I think just in general, you do want the Pixie over it. It flies, it gets in, it attacks, it does very well for itself. Here we're looking at Dragoon's Wyvern, another flyer with a hero, and that plays well with Sid. Otherwise, we have a White Mage's Staff, which is a hero that also plays well with Sid. I see a Slash of Light, I also see a Crystal's Chosen, but I think these other two cards are just that little bit better. And I'm going to take the Dragoon's Wyvern because we already have a White Mage's Staff. We do see a Danitha, so this is Aura and Equipment spells cost 1 less. Otherwise, we've got a Weapons Vendor. But our 4-drop slot is getting pretty big, along with Lunar Whale, Rook Turret. Like, we got lots of stuff at 4, so I think I'm a little bit off of Weapons Vendor. I'm going to take these Danitha here and see if that works out for us. Stuck in Summoner Sanctum is our first removal spell, so we're going to scoop that up and probably stick it in here. Another Ultima, but luckily for us, we see a Dragoon's Lance. This is a very good card. Very, very good card. White Aura Sight. One of the exact reasons why we want to play the deck, so we're going to get that in here. And really what it comes down to is we're going to have to, even though our curve is going to cap out likely at 4 or potentially 5, we're going to have to play well enough that we're not getting stuck on mana. You know, I think our Scorpion Sentinels and Snowvilliers should help keep the ground game moving. I'm going to take the land here so that way we can work on hopefully splashing. Our Joshua, even though this doesn't tap for red, each blue-white land that we're able to take means that we're able to replace either the island or plains with a mountain. So if I had 3 of these tap lands, I could still play these with just 3 mountains. But I think this Dragoon's Wyvern is likely better enough that we're still going to take it. Slash of Light is great. Otherwise, we've got the white-red land. Again, we're a little light on removal, so we're going to take the Slash of Light. Coral Sword, likely not worth the splash on, like, the raw splash. Meaning, like, just the mountains. But Joshua probably is, so we'll still stick with that. Joshua's only a single red to flip, so if you can cast him, you can flip him. And that's where the real power comes from. Scorpion Sentinel. It's going to be interesting in whether that's actually a good card or not. I think with the fact that it is an artifact with the Rook turrets, and then also, you know, it's pumped by Sid, that's probably going to be worth it. But we'll see in the final version of it. I also just want to make sure we hit the board on 2. No Magitech Infantries in pack 2, which is a little scary. Might mean we might not play this one, but we'll see. 3rd Rook turret probably not getting played. Eject is very good. Sahagin is okay. We have 1, 2, 3 current triggers for it. I don't know if this is necessarily the deck, so I'm going to take the Eject just because it's a good card. Kuja is pretty great. Galacat plays really, really well in these artifact decks. It's just, almost a Sarah Angel, but 2 mana cheaper, and you lose out on the 1 power and 1 toughness. We're going to very easily be able to turn it on with all of our artifacts, so I'm very happy to see it. It also wears equipment very well, but we're actually not a heavy equipment deck. We're just an artifact deck. More flyers with Dragoon's Wyvern, and then also sort of mucking up the ground with heroes. And I think maybe that's just part of the reason why we want to play Scorpion Sentinels, just because we've got 3 of these things, now a Galacat and 2 Rook turrets, and just the answer is not artifacts, the answer is flyers, which also kind of plays into Joshua as well. So, gonna be tough for us to splash at Joshua with the general game plan that we have. Not to say that we can't, but I would probably want 2 other sources as of right now, and we already have 25 cards that we're looking to cut some anyway. Weapons Vendor and Summon Shiva, those are kind of the 2 that we have to look at here. I think the Summon Shiva is much more powerful and therefore worth looking at playing. What are our cuts, though? Probably Snowvillier's not going to end up being it. And then we got to look at this 4-drop slot. Maybe the Aeroth Rescue mission isn't worth it, so maybe we'll cut that. I see a Delivery Moogle here. That plays really well with the idea of flying. It also picks up a Scorpion Sentinel, so I'm going to snatch that up. We continue to pass red towns. Looking at our equipment and auras, we have 1 aura, and we have 2 equipment. So I think the 3 mana 2/2 is not really it yet. another Summon Shiva and a Grahatia. I think we're going to take the first Grahatia over the second Summon Shiva. And so I'm going to scoop that up here. Ah, nuts. Could have had them both. But I think that means that we'll just snatch this, Swallow by Leviathan, which even though it's not a removal spell, it will sort of count as some of a big one there. I guess we'll take this Summon Shiva and see what our deck looks like. We still would need 2 cuts now. Wow. And I don't really know where they're coming from. You Are Not Alone, I guess. And I don't think we can not take a land, so we're gonna have to figure it out. Sahagin might actually play now as well. Maybe it is Swallowed by Leviathans. Our answers are we want to be tapping out a bunch. We got a bunch of 4s, and that Swallowed by Leviathans is going to be something that we'll have to put in the sideboard, I think. Bring in when it's good. None of these really matter. Still want 1 cut, I think. I don't think we can go down a land. Syncopate is fine. Maybe Sahagin's not the answer because we've only got, Lunar Whale, Eject, Auracite, and Magitek Armor now. So I think with the double Scorpion Sentinels, we probably don't need it. And I think this is my first blue-white draft on the YouTube. So excited to see what happens. There's a possibility it's great. We didn't get a single combat tutorial, so that's a real unfortunate claim. All right. Round 1, getting in, seeing what we can find out of an opponent here. We've got a Pixie and a Summon Shiva. And I think we're going to lay our claim here on this Pixie. Unfortunately, drawing a land on the first turn is the exact opposite of what we want. I think if we never drew another land, we probably would end up winning the game. Gallicat being an excellent follow-up, even though we don't have any artifacts yet, is very reasonable for us to pick up a couple here by the time this thing is attacking. Especially because in theory, we'll end up getting a scry out of this. We already have now got another one. It's a Surveil. We'll pitch that land. Play our Gallicat, and if we can get a 2 mana or less artifact, which would be our Scorpion Sentinels or Dragoon's Lance, then that's going to be good for us. Eject. Okay. That means we're going to get in here. I think that means we're also going to have to eject the Kuja. Probably sometime mid-combat. See if they end up playing something pre-combat first. And then we can eject the Kuja. Like if they played like a Balam T-Rex or something like that, which again is bad, but is a lot less scary to tap down with the Summon Shiva. A Gladiolus, yeah, this is the exact kind of thing where it's like not great for us, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. They go get their land. We want to have them get their land first, and they're going to target their Kuja, so that way the Kuja can attack through the Gallicat, and then we can eject, untap, Summon Shiva on this thing, and sort of go to town, I guess. This also means that Kuja's not making another wizard. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's kind of dependent if we want to just play 2 artifacts. Otherwise, here's Summon Shiva. Tap this thing down. Get in for 3. Yep. Pitch land. And then by the time that the Summon Shiva is gone, we're going to have 7 mana. So our Scorpion Sentinel will sort of, quote, replace it. In the idea that we'll be able to... a choke. Okay. It will have a 4/4 instead of a 4/5 on the battlefield. Like the threat of the battlefield will replace it. A Rook turret is fine. Okay. We're going to tap down probably Choco, so that way they don't get an attack out of it. And then Rook turret is an artifact, so it's going to turn on our Gallicat, and it's going to also turn on a... it's going to turn on another attacker. So if we attack for 5, that puts him to 7. We've got lethal in the air. We are going to... Yeah, this is a great idea. We are going to attack like this. Put that land away. Summon Shiva gets at least 1 card. If they attack at all, then we're going to end up getting another one out of it. And they're going to have wizards dealing double damage after attacks. Okay, Go-Go is fine, but really not important right now. Gladiolus attacks Kuja. I mean, we could block Kuja with our Summon Shiva and a White Mage's Staff. And it looks like they don't have any answers for our flyers. So they've got some pretty big stuff. The Swallow by Leviathan obviously seems to be like it's important. The Syncopate also can play pretty well if we can get down on the board early, which suggests to me something like Magitech Armor might not actually hit the battlefield as well, and then maybe we'll cut a Summon Shiva. Not that the cards are bad, but they're just expensive, and I want to end up holding up my mana rather than tapping out for these big threats. All right. Back for game 2, seeing if we can plink cross in the air. No blue, no islands, but also 4 blue cards. I don't think a Dragoon's Lance is going to be good enough, so I want to mulligan this. Oh, down to 5 we go. And we'll keep a Rook Turret. Or we'll pitch a Rook Turret, and we'll pitch an Eject in the hopes that this Scorpion Sentinel will get us where we need to go. White Auracite, quote, helping get us to our high mana plays or hold up mana as we need it. Activated ability spell. Okay. Yeah, obviously stuck on Summoner's Sanctum. Good against some things, not good against other things like Kuja. Choco is... It's fine if we tap it down, but if there's other birds, then they can end up getting more value out of it. And so I think I am going to still White Auracite this thing. Just because it does... I mean, 1, they don't have any black or red mana. And then 2, if they get any other birds, Choco will just sit there and do other stuff. Yeah, Farseek gets a red, and then there's a black. So Kuja's likely coming. We have this coming here. If we can... If they transform Kuja, then maybe we could tap it down, and it's a little less good, but, like, at that point... Oh, that's a card that we can tap down just fine. I'm going to put out the Summon Shiva, mainly just because they only have 1 threat, and if we want to, we can end up tapping this down later and then drawing a card off it by using this Chapter 2 to tap down something else, like an Ice Wand. These both work out just fine. Put a target on here. Play a Pixie. Attack for 4. In theory, we're just going to tap down the Balam T-Rex, but in reality, it could be something better. I don't really know what would be better, but if they have something else. Yeah, Blitzball's good. This probably is a Blitzball into a Kuja, maybe. Or another 4-drop. We're going to draw, what, 3 cards? Because this thing is going to die, so therefore it's going to trigger Grahatia, and then we'll also get 2 from the 2 threats, and then we'll draw a card for the turn. So a decent gas back up. In theory, that should pretty easily hit us our 7th land drop, which means Scorpion Sentinel turns on. And unless they have a blocker, they're taking 9. Let's summon Gia for free. Sure. It's good for us. Prisha's Wandering hits the bin. There's a chance that we should have let them attack us, but I want to make sure my life total stays high. We do hit our land drop for the Scorpion Sentinel. We also hit a bunch of flyers. We then draw a card. We're going to play that land. Attack all out. What if they have a Thunder Magic? Yeah, they do have a Thunder Magic. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, we'll take a 4/4. It's a 2-mana 4/4, which also means that, at least as of right now, with the Dragoon's Lance, they don't have any reach creatures. And so we're going to be able to threaten lethal with the Scorpion Sentinel next turn. Yeah, and they don't have anything after draw. So they had a lot more powerful cards in there, but it looks like just flyers getting the job done. We'll see you gamers in round 2. All right, here we are for round 2. And taking a look at our opening hand, we are ready to go. We did not get a mulligan, which is weird. But luckily, the hand is great. So, well, I say great. You know, it's fine. That's very strange. I don't know why that happened. But we'll play our Gallic Cat. We'll play our Rook Turret. In theory, the Rook Turret should help us take care of some of these lands. Opponent over here on some aggressive cards, but nothing that's over the top at the moment. This is non-enchantment, so it could tap down, but that's going to spend their turn. They have a Titus. Also good. No attacks from them. Because if they just attack with a curl, we block there. If they attack with something bigger than the curl, like they've attacked with both of them, then we block the Monk's Fist. Gonna need to play an artifact in order for Titus to really be able to attack through. But next turn, we have an option of either playing the Grahatia or we can play the Pixie and Stuck in Summoner Sanctum. Hopefully, we'll pick up like a Dragoon's Lance or something like that, and that'll help us out. Notably, they could tap down one of our things with the curl and then attack with the Titus, and that could tap down one of the other things. It only gives them 2 mana to play something this turn, and they didn't play anything on 3 mana, so that would make sense. Wait, no, they did. Yes, they did. They played Titus last turn. So maybe they have something. It's tough to say. Who can say? Oh, they could just equip the Monk's Fist on the Titus, attack in, tap down the Rook Turret. That would be fine as well. Yeah, this kind of works out for us as well, meaning that we can Stuck in Summoner Sanctum, the Titus, which I think is probably the answer here. Oh, we didn't attack with our Gallic Cat last turn. Dumb. Okay, so they're going to tap down the Gallic Cat, offering the trade, or are they going to tap it with the curl? No, they offer the trade with the Rook Turret. And I think with the idea of having the Stuck in Summoner Sanctum on the battlefield, I'm fine with just taking 3 here. Oh, yeah, wow, that kind of plays well as well. All right, we'll play this. We're going to get in for 1. We're going to tap down the Rook Turret here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play the Dragoon's Wyvern. It opens us up to drawing another 3-drop. It also opens us up to a couple different things. It's a ton of blockers. Summon Primal Garuda, sure. It's a good card. Which means that we probably want to play the Grahatia this next turn to help our flyers block. We don't have any artifacts, so Gallic Cat's likely not going to be in there. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah. Okay. What is happening? Tap the Gallic Cat. So we'll block like this and block like that. And trade off their 2 biggest threats for, like, pretty much nothing. Play a Grahatia. No attacks. Something gets flying. It's kind of funny. We started with 4 lands, and I think we drew 2 more. And I'm pretty happy with most of that. Grahatia takes a... Gets tapped. Do I want to trade one of these things with the Summon Primal Garuda? That's a tough question. We do get to draw a card, but I think not. I think I'm just going to take my turn. We can play either one or both of the Summon Scorpion. Oh, I'm going to play them both because that means my Gallic Cat is now at 3/3. And I can attack with that without triggering the Summon Shiva. Oh, well, next turn. So Shiva taps down something. Sure. Summon Primal Garuda gives the Shiva flying. But if they don't have a follow-up, they are... their board presence is dwindling fast. Right? They lose their creature. This gets tapped down. They need, like, another Summon Shiva. Or something else that's big. What's the big 7 mana 5/4? Okay. All right, so summon Primal Garuda, kills the Scorpion Sentinel. Very reasonable. That was a good thought. Okay, so now we also don't have decent blocks. So we're gonna say no blocks. We're going to untap, play our land, play the Dragoon's Lance, which now makes that a 3/3. We could trade the Galacat with the summon Primal Garuda, but I don't think that that's that important. We're just going to hit the no attacks for a turn. Means that they don't draw any cards with the summon Shiva. They could make a couple things flying. And this next turn, after hopefully they play something that is not too impactful to the board and we can just stuck in Summoner's Sanctament. That's where our, we're just kind of waiting out the summons because we've got a decent blocking board. White Auracite. Yep, very good. I assume this goes after the Grahatia. I mean, pretty much has to. Yeah, I mean, that tracks. We're going to do something that seems a little counterintuitive. Oh, they're just attacking with this? That's fine. I will trade my Pixie for their summon Primal Garuda. And they have a Titus here, which is like a really good thing to hit with the Stuck in the Summoner's Sanctum. We have pretty easy attacks all the way around. We're going to probably wait until start of combat because the Monk's Fist is going to be... Yeah, they block here. I have to imagine that they're going to attach Monk's Fist to Titus. Titus gets pumped. Summon Primal Garuda gone. We're dead to like a You're Not Alone. A Minwoo. Okay. They attach Monk's Fist to Titus. Yep. I think we have to do this even though like Minwoo is scarier overall. Because if we take the damage now, then we need another flying blocker. And that's just something we can't necessarily handle. I think we get to attack all. And now if they gain 4 life, we still have lethal. Play our land, say go. It's only if they have like a removal spell where things get not great. Well, I suppose even if they have a removal spell, assuming they can't move over the Monk's Fist. But I think it's pretty safe that they can. But Sid isn't going to do it, right? We move over our Dragon's Lance and we attack for 7 in the air. Minwoo's a pretty easy attack. It's just got Vigilance, so they put us to 2. We're dead to You Are Not Alone, but they don't have it. They go to 6. Sleep Magic would also kill us. But we're gonna attack like this. That should be lethal. Bing bong, let's go. Just enough. Just enough. So what kind of things are they gonna be doing here? They've got a lot of 4 and 5s. This is a 5, this is a 4. This is a 4. We don't have anything that destroys anything either, right? Like, we don't have anything that destroys artifacts or enchantments, so that's pretty tough. I'm going to bring in the Syncopate. I think we take out the Magitech Armor again. Eject can kind of buy us a turn with something crazy like a White Auracite or whatever. Do I want this swallowed by Leviathans? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it's over a Summon Shiva, but I think I'm going to keep with the Summon Shiva just because it can deal damage. Alright. Waiting on your opponent. We do get a mulligan this turn, this game. And I think this is fine. My guess is that they're probably going to play 1 or 2 threats, and we're going to be able to Stuck on Summoner Sanctum one of them, and then just put some threats out on our own, whether that's a Sid or whatever we draw. Do we have any other Artificers? I don't think so, right? Grahati is not an Artificer. No, it's an Archer. A Lunar Whale is a good draw. That's a pretty decent one. Yeah, we don't have any other Artificers, so this is just a +1/+1 pretty much no matter what, but... Sahagins a decent one to Stuck on Summoner Sanctum because it can pretty much always get in if they're playing like White Aurosites or whatever. Oh yeah, I suppose we could cycle Sid, but I don't think that's particularly good. Titus. I think we might Stuck in Summoner Sanctum the Titus, even though they could just Legend Rule it, and like, you know, it is what it is. But I think we're doing this mainly because Restoration Magic, sure. A little surprised they didn't. Oh no, it's 5 mana. That's a really trigger. I was gonna say trigger their Sahagin, but. They also have a side quest, Catch a Fish. Sure, that's good. I'm going to play the Lunar Whale because there's value that can be had there. Like, we can go Sid, equip it, attack for 4. No flip from the Catch a Fish. Also, like, Titus gets too big, we can always just eject it. We're at 13. A Sid themselves, sure. There's a Rook turret on top. There's no way we can play said Rook turret, so we're just going to play the Summon Shiva. And we're going to tap down the Sid. We're going to attack like this. They are looking for fish. They get Ambrosia. Ambrosia Whiteheart. That is a scary card. Because that means like our White Aurosite and stuff is like not going to be particularly helpful. And this is a bit of the problem that we're in with the deck. We've got a bunch of 4-drops, and even counting the White Aurosite, 7 mana. So this next turn is going to be a little bit tough unless we can find something on top of our library that is 2 or less. A Summon Primal Garuda, killing off our Summon Shiva. Scary. Oh no, it doesn't. It only deals 4 damage. Woo! Less scary. Yeah, okay. So Titus getting in, and this next turn we are taking a bunch, huh? A Slash of Light. Okay, we're going to tap down the Sid again. Or maybe we tap down the Titus. If we tap down the Titus, that means that we could hold up a blocker if we wanted to. And maybe that's the answer, right? Like, if we tap down Titus now, then we play our own Sid. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do it like this. I'm going to tap down Sid. We're going to play probably our own Sid. Then we're going to attack. Let's attack with Summon Shiva. Or let's attack with the Lunar Whale by playing the Summon Shiva. And then the Slash of Light off the top of our library can kill the Titus, which realistically will get the Ambrosia Whitehurst out. But that means that Titus is not going to be attacking this next turn. There's also probably something to say about playing the Rook turret so we can block the Summon Primal Garuda. But if we take 4, I guess it's not that huge big of a deal. Okay. Yeah, deal 3. See if they want to do anything about it. I don't think they have anything. They might have a Slash of Light, but realistically I think it's just the Ambrosia and the food. So let's kill the Titus. I wonder if they have like a second Titus in hand and they're like thinking about. The other thing is if they flash in Ambrosia and then they sacrifice their food and they put counters and everything, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is lethal. If they also then have removal for a blocker. So like Titus, they won't have that. Play the land. Play Sid. Enter. I suppose if they specifically have Slash of Light or land plus. Oh wait, no, land puts it here. Oh, this is it, right? They've got 7 in play and then they sacrifice the thing. Oh, all right. Yeah, I missed it. Oh, it was the +1 from Summon Primal Garuda I missed. Oh, but I wonder if they missed as well. This is a sorcery only. Yeah, it looks like they might have. Yeah, all right. We're going to draw 3 cards. I think we're just going to White Auracite the Titus. Because playing a threat, we could eject the Titus and play Dragoon's Wyvern, which puts out 3 total blockers. This also plays around any, yeah. All right, let's eject the Titus. Gives us 2 flying blockers. This is crew 1, so we've got a 4/4, a 4/6 out of the whale, and then a 2/1. In the following turn, we can go something like White Auracite and summon Shiva. It's a little scary with the Sahagin because it's like we're just waiting for like the day. Restoration Magic, Charmer Perfect, okay. Second Restoration Magic. Oh, we don't even get to draw the card. Means that we are dead. Right? Yeah, that means we're dead. Dang, we didn't even get to draw the card out of it. That is, that's a good one. Not too many things that would have gotten us there, and that was one. Alright, so they got out on the aggressive early, and were able to sort of squeak through with a couple of very timely restoration magics. So hopefully we are going to be the ones on the forefront this next game. I think, you know, it's just 2 tempo decks trying to get there. We don't really have the capacity for blocking all that well. So we need to make sure that we are readily and able to attack, which might mean that we mulligan a hand worth like 3 or 4 lands and 3 or 4 spells if they're not good ones. But that's not the case here. We've got good ones. So we're going to play probably the more aggressive strategy of White Mage's Staff into Summon Wyvern, but obviously the top of our deck is going to help dictate what actually happens. Let me in, let me in. Hello. OP still deciding on mulligan decisions. I wonder if that means that they did mulligan, deciding what to put back, or they haven't decided yet. Alright, let's go. Opponent keeps. We're going to play the White Mage's Staff because that should get us able to attack in relatively well. Yeah, it's a little scary, but what is scary is the fact that we've drawn 2 lands out of our 4 land starter. if they leave up cargo ship and we don't really draw anything, I think instead of playing the Scorpion Sentinel, it might be better just to trade off the Dragoon's Wyvern with the cargo ship. Like, move the equipment, attack it in, and who knows, maybe they won't trade. They'll just take 3, but... Ash, sure. Another Dragoon's Wyvern. Okay. Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to do this just so we can keep attacking, and then the following turn we can just follow it up with more things. In theory, if they attack with the Ash, and we could double block if we chose to. They also don't know that we're not holding up You Are Not Alone. Gain a quick life out of this. More than anything else, like, this is going to block a lot of our stuff really well. But then also, it taps for mana. You know, a lot of people don't usually tap it for mana because they don't have an opportunity to, or it doesn't matter or whatever. But, like, it does tap for mana. Galacat would be another good option for us here. Trying to think of other cards that we'd want to see. Grahatia, but that might end up eating a removal spell. Lunar Whale, obviously very powerful. And then this turn could be a good summon Shiva turn for us. Magitech Armor, sure. We'll let this one slide for now because we're going to end up playing some stuff. Oh, I see. All right. Wow, this is really interesting. If we play our land, I think we've got some pretty easy attacks, so we're going to get in. And the question is whether we play our Wyvern and our Sentinel, or we play the Summon Shiva. And I think I'm going to play the Wyvern and the Sentinel. At least as of right now, it looks like they are still likely to attack with the Ash, which we would trade off with a hero token. And if they don't attack with the Ash, then we're kind of in no different space than we were. Right, like we play our Summon Shiva and are happy with it. We could also just attack with we could equip the White Mage's Staff, attack the Dragoon's Wyvern, and then trade off with the cargo ship, and then equip the Scorpion Sentinel. Because then a 2/5 blocks Ash relatively easily and also blocks the Magitech Armor. The other key with one of the reasons why we might want to hold the Summon Shiva is that usually Summon Shivas play better if you are the second one played. Because the first one taps down something else, the second one taps down the first one played, and then it never gets to attack at all. That's a pretty free attack in the air if they want it. But that means that they're going to have one fewer blocker on their side. Right, like they just have the Magitech Armor. But it looks like they're going to try to get in with both. Oh, wow. That means that they don't have any blockers at all. The Sage's Newliths. Sure. What if they have a Restoration Magic here and that gives it indestructible? And they're willing to spend that on my token. Which is interesting. I don't know if I would have done that, but... Just block like this and trade our 1/1 for the 3/2. Yep. Nothing from opponents. So let's... It's either equip and attack, or it's summon Shiva in the hopes to... I think what we're going to do is we're going to summon Shiva this turn, and here's why. We're going to tap down their thing. They don't have any blockers at all, so we get in for 5. Now they play another blocker. Let's imagine they play the Sage's Newliths. We tap that down with the second copy of Summon Shiva. They are going to then crew in response to it, and we are going to be able to Slash of Light one of the vehicles. Whether that's the 4/4 or whether that's the 2/3, both are good hits for us. Yeah, Summon Shiva here is a little scary for us, but you know, the same rider is going to apply. We're going to be able to tap down their Summon Shiva and then kill one of their vehicles. My guess is it's probably going to be the 4/4 vehicle. But we're going to be able to get in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and put them to 2. Then we're going to be able to draw at least one card next turn. Wow, they didn't do it. Okay. So let's... Oh, we're only getting in for 8 because I'm a dummy. Let's attack in. I guess we'll do this now. They're going to tap down our Dragoon's Wyvern. We're tapping down the Scorpion Sentinel, sure. And then we can Slash of Light on their end step for one of their creatures. And if we do that, then that's going to be one less thing that they can crew. Yeah, I mean, this is a great one. They're only playing one creature this turn. Yeah, that's functionally the same. That doesn't really matter much. We are going to Slash of Light because we're going to draw 2 cards. And if we draw, like, Sid and White Auracite or something like that, we want to make sure that we're going to be able to play both of them. Eject wins. Stuck in Summoner Sanctum wins. Wow, they're just going... Okay, all right. I mean, they're functionally at 1, and we're drawing 2 cards, so you don't really know what it is. But, like, they're not dead. And then they're going to end up drawing a bunch of cards. So, I don't know if I would have conceded there. But, yeah, I mean, I get it. They're at 1. Who knows if they don't have any answers left in the entire deck. But we'll see you gamers in round 3. All right. Round 3. Looking for that blue-white trophy. This is another one of those ones that's like all of our powerful cards are here. I think I'm still going to keep it because I'm hoping the Lunar Whale can really dig us out of some tempo loss. G'raha Tia also covering some of that as well. And then we do have Stuck in Summer Sanctum for something crazy like, well, I don't know, not a Blazing Bomb, but something crazy. Okay, Slash of Light. Cannon likely will be good at some point in this match. Queen Brawn. That actually seems like a good Stuck in Summoner Sanctum target. And mainly just because it's legendary. So it's not like they can have another one. The prowess triggers don't mean anything. They can't attack to get more wizards. Like in general, it just plays. Summon GF Efreet, sure. Probably just going to play the Lunar Whale, I would imagine. They're playing an Elixir. Or no, an Ether. God, I don't think this card's any good. Maybe I'm just stone cold wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. But I just don't think that card's good. So now here's where we really kind of get into it. We could play the Lunar Whale. Or we could play the Scorpion Sentinel and kill the Blasting Bomb. And that gives us an opportunity to just like stonewall the Efreet. But I think the Lunar Whale is good enough that I wanna play it. Especially because we don't have any more lands in our hand. So if we're able to attack with the Lunar Whale and grab more lands to get the rest of our cards out there, that's going to be likely better. And this is fine, right? We're taking 4. It's not great. We do see a land on top. The question is whether we want to play White Mage's Staff or the Scorpion Sentinel. I think I want to play the Staff because that allows for us to Slash of Light the Rook Turret if we want. But we might not want to, actually. I might just play this and play the Scorpion Sentinel, huh? That could open us up to kill spell on this and take 8. But I think we're going to be okay then, right? The Efreet is not going to be attacking anymore after that. And we can still kill the Rook Turret the following turn. We also have a Summon Shiva to lock it down. Tella the Great Sage. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's a great card, but not that important for us. The Blazing Bomb can't attack unless the GF Efreet also attacks, in which case we could just, like, take 6 and then, yeah, I mean, we'll block this. Tella is a card that can take over the game, so we're likely, oh, they're going to trade the the Blazing Bomb with the Scorpion set. This is fine with me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, we're gonna attack like this. Get in for 3. And play the Drake, the Dragoon's Wyvern. And this means that we can now kill off the Tela pretty easily before they get triggers out of it. They can, again, Blazing Bomb, kill off our Dragoon's Wyvern, get in for 3 and play some cards. But Grahatia, summon Shivas, like these things are going to be able to take over the game pretty quick here. If they just want to tackle the Blazing Bomb, I'll trade the Dragoon's Wyvern with that. That is totally fine. Summon Shiva tapping down the Rook turret then means that the Warrior's Sword also can't attack, like the hero associated with that. So we're going to be in decent shape this next turn. Yep. Yep. I will block like this. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna play the Summon Shiva. Tap this down. We're not gonna play anything off the top of our library. Obviously, we cannot. However, we have to kill them at some point. And attacking with a 3-power flyer in the air just makes sense to me. There's an opportunity for them to just play like Light of Judgment or something on this Summon Shiva, and then getting in for 4. At which point we might. Oh, I see. Okay, combat tutorial. Yeah, this is absolutely something we will trade. I will trade my Summon Shiva for their Warrior Sword equip. If they have something better. No, they don't. Okay. That's totally fine. Because we have the second Summon Shiva, we also have a Dragoon's Wyvern. There's a couple options for us. If there's a land on top, we'll probably play... let's see if we can play Dragoon's Wyvern plus land plus Rook turret. That gives us 2 chump blockers if they want to equip attack. Yep. There is a land there, so that means we're going to go Dragoon's Wyvern here. Use the new hero to crew. Get in for 6 and threaten lethal this next turn. Also gain a life, which is very relevant. And we could Dragoon's Lance, but I want to Rook turret and have 2 flying blockers for this next turn. Six mana from our opponent. And Lunar Whale very easily took over this game here. Yeah, Lunar Whale really, I don't say dug us out of a hole because we still had a lot of gas that we could have done, but it really helped us smooth out the curve, I think, is what we were looking for. I don't know. Again, I'm thinking about playing something like a Syncopate because blue-red is so heavy on the 4 mana cards. That like it's so common, but then again, the 4 mana card itself isn't the thing that really matters at all. It's more the triggers about the cards, right? Like you want to end up triggering all your Sahagins and that kind of thing. I mean, Heart of the Cards, I guess. So let's keep it. Blazing Bomb coming up fast. Ilmeg Pixie, likely gonna eat that Blazing Bomb, but still something we're going to play just because we want to make sure that they're like a Sabatender? No, they're just alright. Mainly because we don't want to take any more damage, and the Blazing Bomb is going to kill something at some point. It almost assuredly is not going to be invalidated. If they're going to put a Thunder Magic on this, that is just fine. I'm perfectly happy with that. No problems with me. Messidien Elder makes some wizards, and no blue mana from our opponent is a little bit sketchy for them. Hopefully that means that we're going to have time to play some of our bigger things. More Messidien Elders means more wizards. We're getting in for 2. And a Delivery Moogle. Is it Delivery Moogle or is it Rook Turret? Good question. I want to play Rook Turret mainly because if they had, let's say, a Call Mountain Chocobo, the Blazing Bomb could kill the Delivery Moogle. Whereas this pretty much stonewalls them. Gonna play our Grahatia. And
means that, you know, if they're not attacking, then we can pretty freely attack and do 3 damage, and their entire game has been around 4 damage here. Looks like they are in dire straits. Pretty easy opportunity here to go get a Scorpion Sentinel looks really good on this board, huh? 1/4 plays well, and then also the idea that it's a 4/4 next turn. We can, I don't even want to discard any of these cards. If we hit a land, we can go white Auracite and eject. If we don't hit a land, then we can play our Summon Shiva. They've got a GF Cerebus, which is, a very powerful card, but they haven't had any spells to cast yet. They're pitching Tella, and so we might just... Oh, well, that's interesting. We could Slash of Light it, but I don't think that's necessary. We're just going to Summon Shiva. Target the Cerebus, so that way it functionally never has an opportunity to attack. And there's your 3-0. Yeah, tempo. Woo. Take a quick little final look at the deck. Yeah, I was a little sad that the Magitech Infantries didn't come through. I feel like that might be a little bit better. Rook Turrets played great. Flyers played great. 3 Dragoons Wyverns were good. Scorpion Sentinels were a good hold down early on, and then also a good top deck later. And, of course, a Bomb and the Lunar Whale, and then our Summon Shivas kept churning through the deck. I'm very happy with the draft. A little sad we didn't get a chance to put Joshua in there, but sometimes you just got to make sure that you're consistent, that all of your cards are doing what you want, and that you're not unhappy to draw any of them. So a little bit of a high curve, but really, really worked out for us. Happy to see it. We will see you, gang, next week after all the EOE spoilers are out, meaning that we are on the countdown. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drafts out, and then we'll be drafting Edge of Eternities. Very happy to get moving. All right. Thanks, gang. Love you.